Alright guys, so it's been a week and a half since I started playing TCGs, mainly Magic, Arena, Hearthstone, Yu-Gi-Oh! I've also tried Gwent, and I've also tried Pokemon Pocket on my phone and Pokemon TCG Live. Now here's the thing, that this is my opinion about TCG games, is TCG games online feel more like an application to play games that will otherwise exist in real world rather than in a real game. What I'm trying to say, listen to me. When I play Counter-Strike, I feel like I'm playing a game that has a lot of things to do in. I mean, yeah, you should, but there's rank, there's a bunch of stuff. The point is, it feels like an actual game designed to entertain me. TCGs online are basically this card game that takes the rule sets, the cards that have already been written, they already exist in the real world, and they just put it on a screen. But there's no actual incentive for me to feel like I'm playing a game. It feels like poker. That's what TCG feels like. What I want from a game is something like Wizards 101, where the game is a card game. That's the main attraction to Wizard 101, is that it's a card game. However, it feels like a game. It's you have a 3D world that you can explore. You can interact with other players. You collect cards. You have mounts. It feels like a real game, and I just don't understand why hasn't this been done ever since. I just want Yu-Gi-Oh! As a real game in a virtual world where I go in, I log in, I find some people, you know, have a duel with them, have a chat, do some quests, level up, get better gear that looks cool on me, get a mount, start flying around the map. I just want, like, if that's too much work, I can understand, but at least give us something like Street Fighter. Street Fighter or Tekken, they have lounges or lobbies where you go in and you chill. You interact with other players, you can show off your cool animations, your emotes, your stickers, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's still a fighting game. You play the main game by fighting other people. And if you don't want to go in a lounge, you don't have to. I just want something like that in a TCG. I want the TCG to feel like a complete product rather than just as another way for them to extract money from us. Because TCGs, they don't feel that... TCGs feel empty. Like, when you go in a TCG game, it feels like it misses something. It misses depth besides the cards themselves. Yes, the cards are great, and how a card game plays is amazing. But what I'm trying to get at is, if a game is only as good as the real thing, why would I play that game? Why would I want to sit down and play Magic the Gathering Arena when I can go to the closest club, buy a couple decks, packs, open them, create a deck, and play with people, and there are interactive people. I get way more joy out of it. And I'm not saying that TCGs should replace that completely, no, because the human aspect of TCGs will always remain. But when I'm not at the club and I'm at home, I still want to feel like I'm playing a game, you know, and current TCGs don't give you that. They just give you a plain window with some, and the animations are so like simple. They don't put any effort in these TCGs, which is crazy because Wizard 101 is almost 20 years old. It came out in 2008, almost 20 years old, and that game to this day is my favorite TCG. Not in terms of the TCG itself. I think my favorite TCG in the game aspect, I think my favorite has to be Magic the Gathering, sorry. I do want to get into real world Magic because it looks very fun and I think I'm going to enjoy it. But this is exactly what online TCGs are. They're just a way for them to make you go play the real thing, which is fine. But I just want the TCG to feel like a game and like a world, you know? Why is that so difficult? I feel like if they made a 3D open world TCG, it would do amazingly. And I know that because if you look at Final Fantasy XIV, they have a small card game in there. And I mean, it's not super popular, but people play it, you know? Imagine a Final Fantasy XIV or World of Warcraft, but instead of pressing hotkeys, you fight with cards. That's what Wizard 101 is, and that's what I want. TCGs to be, and I wish there would be, but I don't think that's ever gonna happen because it costs too much money. And I feel like the main people who play TCGs, they tend to be in the older age range, and they don't really care about it. But then there's people like me who actually care about it. You know, if you play GTA, if you play Red Dead Redemption, if you play World of Warcraft, clearly you like something about that game. So why can't TCGs have that? Why can't TCGs have what other games have? Anyway, that's my rant. Goodbye.